You can only go in like mama made you. There is no, you cannot wear anything else.
This is The Heart of G, an insider series on all things G adventures. We're talking about some of our favorite travel destinations, getting some real stories from the field, and sharing some practical tools that you can use to help your clients select the perfect G adventures tour for them. Learn fast, get inspired, and sell with confidence. Here we go. Describe this place without giving away the name of it.
Let me take you to a place where innovation and tradition meets, where ancient temples blend quite harmoniously with futuristic skyscrapers, and where vending machines serve you everything from a hot meal to electronics.
You know, I've never heard anyone say they didn't have a wonderful time in Japan.
Me neither.
Unanimously, people come back raving about every single part of the country that they visit. 7 different travel styles. There's going to be one for me. What do you love the most about Japan?
I know it's kind of a cliche, but I'm going to go with food. I absolutely loved the variety of food, from ramen to udon. It could be a soup, it could be yakitori, the little standing up sushi that can only have 5 people inside with the chef in the middle. And that was one of the best sushi that I've ever had in my life.
So fresh.
So fresh. Particularly, I got obsessed with the otoro, which is this fatty tuna.
Okay, so food, specifically sushi, specifically fatty tuna.
Absolutely.
Love that. So you get to talk to a lot of travelers who've recently returned from a visit to Japan. What do you most commonly hear surprise them?
The balance between private life and work. Japanese people really know how to have a great time. Their typical night out usually starts from an arcade in the city, and they have lots of machines with the toys and lots of games. And then from them, there's the very famous karaoke night, and then going from one place to another until I guess that's the night ends at some point. It made me feel like I was a child again. It's that kind of fun, and it's always shared in big groups, large groups.
Let's go a little bit further into talking about culture, because that is something that is so special, so unique, and obviously a huge draw card that brings a lot of visitors to Japan.
This is very personal to me. One of my favorite experiences to talk about. We were in Kyoto, the Yasuhi Kampiragu shrine. It's a Shinto shrine. When you get there, you've been given a little paper stripe, and you can either write on it a wish that you have for yourself or for someone else, a friend or family, or you can write something or even someone that you wish to live in your past. The physical aspect of the ritual, it really stuck with me. So imagine this shrine with all these little paper stripes that piling on top of each other, on top of each other, on top of each other. Once you put your one at the top, then you have to crawl into this hole from one side to the other one underneath the shrine. You come out on the other side, stand up, and you move on. And you walk away from it, leaving this particular someone or something behind. A breakup, it could be a past relationship, a friendship that didn't end well. It could be really anything. And that was really personal for me, and was a good way to move on, actually.
That is a truly unique experience that I don't know you could get anywhere else on Earth. Any other experiences you think people should be aware are available in Japan that you just can't have anywhere else?
Travelers should be probably prepared to the idea of experiencing an onsen, especially if they're staying in one of the ryokans.
We should probably just clarify for those who don't know, what is an onsen?
Oh, it's a thermal bath, thermal spring, due to volcanic activity in the island of Japan. Extremely therapeutic experience. to have, absolutely. Very in-depth in Japanese culture. You can only go in like mama made you. There is no, you cannot wear anything else. When I went with the G group, we all connected pretty much straight away. But after this experience, of course, we bonded even more.
With each other.
Intimately connected, absolutely. And just a little bit of warning for travelers that have a lot of tattoos, like myself. You need to be aware most of the onsens won't allow you in. So it was a great thing that our CEOs helped us doing a little bit of a research for me and a couple of other friends, travelers that I made along the way for us to go and have that experience.
What sorts of questions do you think an agent can be asking someone to help identify if Japan's going to be the right destination and if G Adventures is going to be the right operator?
I would ask specifically to Japan if they enjoy variety of food, since we were talking about it before. If they like to walk, actually, I wouldn't underestimate that one, because in Japan, you're gonna walk a lot. If they ever thought of trying a very, very fast ride on a Shinkansen while enjoying a bento box or a ramen soup while going at 300k an hour, for example, I promise you those trays, they will not move. You're not gonna spill soup everywhere, I promise you.
Yeah, you don't know you're moving until you look out the window, right?
True, so true. It's so amazing.
Let's hear about some of the objections that people have when they're considering going to Japan with G Adventures. What sorts of objections or concerns do you hear people raise?
Main objection is, oh my God, Japan is so expensive. No, it doesn't have to be. You don't have to stay in 4-5-star hotels and spend an outrageous amount of money. You will learn that by staying in hostels, for example, you will have an amazing experience, because everything in Japan is so clean and organized and kept so pristine. You're not going to feel like being in a hostel at all.
You're so right. It is a really common misconception that people have that Japan must be really expensive. Can be if you want it to be.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be.
Going with a G itinerary, well, everything is already budgeted in. We would actually give you a pretty good idea on how much money to take with you. And if you have a particular experience in mind, like I really want to try a Michelin star dinner, great. You take that into consideration, you save the money for that, and that's all you have to think about.
What other objections do you hear?
A language barrier. Absolutely. Most of travelers, especially first-timers, are a little bit worried, like, will I be able to understand? But one thing that I'd like to clarify, Japanese people are extremely friendly. And even if they don't understand exactly what you're asking, especially, giving direction, when you're asking for direction, they will actually make sure that you understand where you're going. Even if they had to walk a little bit with you and then like that way and then turn right. And well, if you're traveling with G Adventures, of course, you will have the CEO that it's a local. So he will speak Japanese for you, so you don't have to.
Now, one of the other things that really stood out to me and surprised me when I went to Japan was how easy it is to get around and to self-navigate using the apps and also the signage in like the train stations and anywhere else that you need to get around. I'm someone who's typically a bit nervous when it comes to using public transport in strange cities, but they make it so easy in Japan, right? Even if you don't speak a word of the language beyond konnichiwa. The other thing that I love about Japan is that you've got those really buzzy, exciting major cities and then those gorgeous, tranquil, serene, more rural areas. And looking at the G itineraries in Japan, it seems like you get that real gorgeous mix of the two, right?
You're absolutely right, Jake. And this is exactly why I love G Adventures. It gives you the opportunity to experience the best of both worlds, the buzzing Tokyo, the overwhelming Osaka, why not? And also the serene and tranquil rural places like Takayama, for example, or Kyoto.
All right, let's get into your fast five. We would love to know what are 5 things that you think all agents should be aware of and should be sharing with travelers who are thinking about booking a trip with G to Japan.
I would start with the main point, the JR Pass, the Japanese railway pass. Now, the 7 days pass, which is the most common in ordinary class for 7 days, that's valued at $500. That's included in most of G Adventures itineraries. It's quite a process to get this pass. It's only sent to the travelers close to departure date. It arrives to you via mail. So that would actually save a lot of the headaches, a lot of the hassle.
You will need a JR pass if you're going to Japan. Like, we all know about Japanese trains. To get from A to B, you're going to need a JR pass.
We have 7 different travel styles in Japan, including our youth product, 18 to 30 something. We got the classic, the active, Deluxe, the Tuna Geo, the journey ones, and the family journey ones as well. 3 out of 5 would be remind all the agents that most of passports, including Australian and New Zealand ones, they do not need a visa if their stay is less than 90 days, which is pretty awesome. It's very close. It's just about 8 to 9 hours. You can get there with direct flights, which for families, it's usually a good selling point. And you would want to travel to Japan if you have kids. I mean, Disneyland in Tokyo. The CEO really looks after everything. Transfers, you get all the tickets for the Shinkansen, all the train. In train stations like the Shinjuku one, especially for first-timers, it can be a lifesaver. It's absolute.
You will get lost without a guide.
Absolutely, absolutely. You get lost first on the 7-Eleven trying to decide what you want to eat, because believe me, you will want to try everything in there. And then you're going to get lost looking for your platform because you're not going to know where you're at.
Yeah, which is kind of half the fun, but you don't always have time for that. So thank goodness for the CEOs who are going to help get you where you need to be. Let's do a quick little role play game. You're going to play the role of a travel agent. I'm playing the role of a customer. I've expressed to you that I'm flirting with the idea of going to Japan. Can you tell me all the reasons that I should go to Japan and all the things I'm going to love about Japan?
You're definitely flirting with the right country. Then you're going to love food range. You're going to love buzzing cities, calm and rural places instead, for you to have that in-depth OG Japan experience. You're gonna love how safe Japan is, especially if you're a solo traveler, especially if you're a female. You're going to love how everything is organized, clean. You're gonna come out of there being an extremely punctual person, for example. You go to Japan for the culture, and then you're gonna stay for the capybara coffee shop experience. Yeah, that's gonna take your soul away. You're on the right track when you're flirting with Japan, especially if you're flirting with the idea of traveling with G Adventures in Japan.
Yeah, all right, congratulations. You got me over the line there. Yeah.
Boom. Where's the deposit? Let's lock it in.
One final thing that you want everyone to remember.
Every country you travel to has its beauty, has its main places that you cannot miss, that they must do. But I like to point out that one of the reasons why I love traveling with G Adventures, and that always stays with me after each and every itinerary, it's the people. My travel companions, the people that I meet in the country, the locals, they make all the difference.